All right, so now that you have your color plan created, you're going to start to carve, and eventually you're going to be carving out all these white spaces, but to begin with, you are carving only the areas that are white on your color plan. So we're going to carve this in stages, and our first stage is the white. So you're going to take a cutting tool like this, and this is a number 2, which I think is an all-purpose carver. You can get small details if you don't press very hard. You can get a wider cut if you press down a little bit more. So this is a V-shaped cutter, and if this comes out, I just want to take this apart so you know that these do come apart. You just untwist it and this might fall out on you. There are 2 different parts inside there. There's a part with a ball on it and then a very thin round C, and you have to put the part that is round inside that, and then you tighten it up. When you begin to carve, you want to make sure that you start with the bigger areas until you get more comfortable. And you have to remember this is a mirror image. So if I'm looking for this space here, it's not over here. It is right next to the design. So this is like your line of symmetry. And when you carve, make sure that you are carving towards the center. So I'm going to take a little bit out. I'm going to go along the lines, and you want to carve out of the corners. So you can see I'm starting in the corner and carving away from the corner. And you're going to be doing a lot of turning so that you are not carving towards yourself. So now I can carve this section here. When you are carving, it should feel like you're just cutting through butter or cheese. If the carver is not, if it's sort of not gliding through your linoleum, then you probably need another carver. But always holding close to your body and carving away. So now that I have this outlined, I can go ahead and use a bigger carver. This is a number 10. And this is the same shape. It's a V. If you can see that. But this is a wider V, so I'm going to be able to take out more with each slice. So I begin to carve. This one seems more like it's tearing, but you can see the difference between the chunks that I'm taking out. So this is light pressure with a V cutter, and then this is this number 10. And you're just going to continue to carve until you clear out this whole area. If you look carefully, you can see how it's a little bit lighter in color once you remove that part. Now that I've carved out all my white areas on my linoleum, according to my color plan, I want to check my carving, and you do that by creating a proof. So you're going to grab a crayon that doesn't have any paper on it and a white piece of paper, and you're going to put the paper over the top of your linoleum. Then you're going to use the edge of the crayon and you're going to rub. And you should be able to see the areas that you have carved out. If there's any area that you can't see very well, then this is where you can make the fix before you ink it up. Okay, so when I take this off, what I want to do is look at my shapes. Okay, do I have any lines in there that I don't like? Like this line here is right there, which I could carve out. There's also one here, but that is intentional over there. These spaces look pretty clean and well carved. Here, this one looks good. This one's a little bit hard to see because it's light, but you can still tell the shape of the window. So I would just go back and adjust any of those areas that I don't like. So I could take my carving tool and just carve this little piece out right here. So that will get rid of this line right there. You also want to make sure that your edges are clean. If you do not outline your edges first, sometimes you can have some jagged edges. So you want to make sure that you remember when you carve, you outline the shape and then carve the inside so you have a nice clean edge to your carving. So now that I have proofed, I've made any corrections that I need to my carving, I'm now ready to print.